Contractors, are you trying to break into the insurance restoration industry, or are you relatively new to the insurance restoration industry? If so, this video is 100% for you, pure fire. And guys, what it is the forms you need to be successful in this business. And so I've developed forms over the past 7 years. I wish I would have had them 7 years ago. It would have saved me a lot of frustration, and so I don't want you guys to have the same frustration I had 7 years ago and really throughout my whole career. So let's go over to the computer screen, and here it is, guys. So here's the forms that I have right here, and I kind of have it broken down into two separate areas. One is like general forms, which are these forms here, and the other forms are here in your sales packets. So within the sales packets, this is really what your salesperson should have when they go out to meet a client. They should have it in a nice branded folder from you guys. And so we'll go through this really quick. An AOB, which may work for you or may not work for you depending on the state you live in, but if they do, very, very powerful. What that does is it kind of gets you listed on the check. People can get funny with that insurance money, so the more you can control that, the better off you're going to be. Second form here is your authorization letter. And so what the authorization letter does is it authorizes you, the contractor, to talk to the insurance company and the mortgage company on behalf of your client. Super important document to have. The next form here is your contingency agreement, which is basically the contract between you and the homeowner, and it essentially says that whatever funds you're able to get from the insurance company, that's the amount of your contract. So having that crystal clear between you and your client is going to save you a lot of frustration later in the process. Super important. FAQ sheet, common FAQs, super important, because I've found over my career most people have the same questions, right? And if you're newer to this business, you might not know the answers to these questions. So it can help kind of train you and educate your client. Educating your client before you actually start the process is very, very important. It's going to eliminate future problems. Got to do it, guys. That's very important. The what's next form right here. So what that does is it kind of, after you file the claim with the homeowner, it tells the homeowner what's next. It kind of keeps them on track a little bit. So very important document to have there. The customer handout. That kind of goes with the what's next. The customer handout kind of lays out a timeline on what they can expect, how long this process takes. And so this is an important thing. It's going to reduce the amount of time clients are calling you with questions, because most of their questions are going to be answered in this sheet here. And we have a sheet here with insurance company claim numbers. That's an important one to have. You don't want to be fumbling around calling the agent, which you definitely don't want to do. And claim numbers change over the years, and so this is a good form to have. So if we get out of the sales packets here and we go back to the general forms, the client screening sheet. This is something I developed in the past year, and it's so important because when you go through this sheet, it's going to identify whether or not the client's going to be a problem farther down the road. And if the client's going to be a problem, it's better you don't even start the process with them, because you're going to end up doing a bunch of free work. So this is pretty pointed. But it's very critical, because once again, if they have a problem with anything that's on this sheet, they're going to have a problem paying you, or they're going to be difficult later down the road. So that's an important one. What's next form? We already went over that. The customer handout, we went over that. Subcontractor agreement form, obviously that's super important. And so that's definitely one you're going to want to go over. And let's see, it looks like a couple of these are duplicates. So anyway, I have all the forms you need to be successful. I have them written correct. They're tested and true. I've been using these for a long period of time. If you don't have these forms, you're going to have problems getting paid or problems in your process are just so critical. So I'm happy to walk you through these different forms. They do cost $49.95, but I'm telling you, for that amount of money, it's going to save you so much time and frustration and money in the future. It's well worth it. It's absolute fire, guys. Look into this. You're going to want it. Rob with RKC, your property damage expert consultant. Please subscribe to my YouTube page, baby. If you guys have any topics you want me to go over, leave them in the comment section below. I'll be happy to get to them. Have a good one.